Outside of doing tattoos, like, do you feel you enjoy it just simply because you get to connect with people and different interactions with different people or whatnot, you
I
know?
think what I've always said, like the reason why I got into tattoos, and not even just tattoos. Before I was a tattoo artist, I was a cosmetologist. I was a licensed cosmetologist, and I did nails. But what I've always wanted to do, and what I've always done, is to make people feel better and more confident in their own skin, and be able to carry themselves how they always wanted to. So no matter what I do in any way, shape, or form, I'm always trying to make sure that people are carrying themselves to the best of their ability with the highest energy possible.
Okay, okay. Um, what advice would you give to other female artists that's wanting to start tattooing?
Do it. My number one advice is do it. It is not selfish to invest into yourself or into your brand. And I feel like a lot of the times that gets misconstrued, especially whenever you dealing with family and dealing
Right,
with friends, etc. People, oh, you're so selfish. Oh, you never make time for us. Oh, you don't
right,
have time to do this and this and this with us. Well, when you have friends that are going out to the club or going, out to get dinner and drinks every other night, and you want to own a business and you want to be a six figure, seven figure earner, there's just certain things that you can't do. And
right.
that's okay because you're going to be able to do them whenever your friends are sitting at home with the kids.
And I agree with that because at some point you gotta learn to say no. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
people asking for money, whether it's people wanting all of your time or going out. When you want to get far in life, you have to invest in yourself and you have to learn when to say no. Because if you don't invest in
Mm-hmm.
yourself, nobody else is going to invest in you.
Absolutely.
Everybody usually wants to celebrate you once you already made it there, but they don't see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
So, it all starts with like self love and believing in yourself. And I also
Absolutely.
believe when it comes to your craft, when you invest in yourself, that's what separates you from your salary, other people's
Mm-hmm.
salary, like throughout the year. Like, you're like, oh well, they're making this and why I'm not making this. It's because you're not investing in yourself or you're
Mm-hmm.
not putting the time in. So I know it definitely, it comes with work,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I feel like as an entrepreneur, you should invest at least 5 to 10% of everything that you make back into your business. And that's at the very minimum. Honestly, I do way more than that. I invest 35% of every single thing that I make back into my business, whether it be equipment, seminars, putting myself in rooms with artists that I look up to, no matter what it is, but investing back into my business in some way, shape, or form. Because whenever you stop doing that and whenever you don't do that, that's whenever you find yourself plateauing and sitting in the same position and wanting different results. But that's the definition of insanity. Doing
Right.
the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Something got to change, something got to shake.
Hmm. You know what? And I know a problem with a lot of people. They get money though, but every time they get more money, they go create more bills. You know what I'm saying? And social media that adds on to that. You see everybody else looking like they living good, they doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're trying to keep up, and now you're creating more bills. So now it's like a vicious cycle that you can't even get out of. Trying to stay afloat.
I think it's important to remember that everybody not an influencer.
Right.
And even those influencers is not living the lives that they're portraying.
Come on.
If you spend a day with those influencers, I promise you they gonna ask you to pay for something at some point. I know this because I have done it, been there, sat with them and lived through it. They see I'm a tattoo artist. Okay, well, a tattoo artist and slash influencer, she must make hella money.
Right.
But regardless of which way it go, these people are portraying a lifestyle that they really want on social media, not the lifestyle that they have.
Mm.
And it's easy to portray the lifestyle that you want whenever you only see in 60-second clips of somebody's life on a 24-hour day-to-day basis.
Do you have a circle of people that y'all all have the same mindset or anything when it comes to business or tattoos or your vision by any chance?
Okay, absolutely. So I have a group of tattoo artist friends that I hang out with, that we talk about business, we talk about future plans, we talk about things even outside of tattoos to elevate us. And I also have a group of friends that are my actual friends. So we've been very close since high school, and we all do different things, but we all own our own businesses in some way, shape, or form. One of my best friends is a hairstylist.
Okay.
One of my other friends, she is an esthetician. She does waxes. We all sit and talk about what are ways that we can elevate without taking away from each other's brands? What are ways that we can build together without going to the club every weekend? What are things that we can do even with the artists? We don't, because we all are tattoo artists, we
Of
can't
course.
all promote each other on our pages because then we're taking away from our own brands and our own clientele.
Heard.
But we all have ways that we are able to collaborate and communicate without stepping on each other's toes. And I feel like the saying "you are who you hang around" is
Yeah.
100% true, because when I was hanging around artists that were complacent and okay with where they were at, even though they seemed like they wanted to grow, but the thing is, if you're not consistently putting action towards the growth, then do you really want it?
Right. So how do you keep your circle tight? Like keep everybody together like on one page or
Don't be afraid to kick
course.
somebody out if they slacking. Hold people accountable. Accountability is a big thing that people don't like to do.
Facts. I would
It's
agree.
hard.
Sometimes you don't want to step on toes or hurt feelings, and you end up hurting everybody as a whole and end up stagnant. You know.
Okay, business is business. If you got a business relationship with your friends, you got to make sure that it's known when you walking into certain doors and certain conversations are being had. I love you as a person, but we talking about business and our futures right now. So the amount of love that I have for you as a person is only reflecting in what I say. So if I gotta be hard and I gotta criticize you and I gotta critique what you're doing in that moment, you gotta take it to the chin and accept it. And you may not like what I'm saying, but if you want to be better, you will hear it when you're ready. Everybody don't always accept everything whenever you saying it to them right then and there. But a true friend or a true colleague is gonna sit there and they're gonna think on it until it resonates, until they realize what you really meant.